Hi, my name is Kamaria Mason. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and welcome to my kitchen. All right, so today I'm going to show you how to make a breakfast bowl. This is one of my little breakfast hacks that I absolutely love because it's quick, easy, and I can get it done in less than 10 minutes. It is a country potatoes breakfast bowl, and guess what I use as the base? Trader Joe's country potatoes. I love these. It's like literally stick them in the pot, turn them on, and you're done. So this is not going to be our base. We're going to scramble some eggs on top, and the goal is to get this done in less than 10 minutes. All right, so I'm going to start my timer. Let's see how I do. Timer on. Let's go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is start these potatoes. I'm going to get my pan on a medium-high heat, and the hardest step of this whole process is dumping these potatoes right into this pan. All right, I like these. They're just a few dollars from Trader Joe's. And a lot of times people use these as a side item, but here I'm just gonna use it as the base of my bowl because I wanna have some mushrooms and some green beans and a lot of veggies in my breakfast bowl. Why not? Add a little more veggies to breakfast? Sure. All right, so I'm gonna spray my pan a little bit with some olive oil. That was quick. Potatoes go in. And these just need to cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. We're gonna cover them up, and that's that. All right, now while those are cooking, we're gonna get our eggs ready to go. And then one other thing that I like to add, just because I want a few more vegetables in this, is I'll add some spinach to this, but I'm gonna do that towards the end of my process. All right, so our eggs, what do we need for our scrambled eggs? All right, so we've got 2 eggs. Again, this is enough to serve at least 2 people, maybe 3 depending on how much of the base of the bowl that you want. But here we've got 2 eggs. If I was just doing this for 1 person today, but if I was doing it for 2 people, I could do 4 eggs. That'd be fine. This is a great recipe and easy to double up if you have a large crowd, and it still doesn't take more than 10 or 15 minutes to do even with a larger crowd because you're just gonna crack a few more eggs. All right. So again, we've got 2 eggs here. Give them a little crack. I like to place them on the paper towel so I can just throw that whole thing away and wash my hands. All right. 1, 2, I'm gonna take the little membranes out because that's just a personal thing that I like to do. You don't have to do that. It's fine if you do or if you don't. It's just a personal preference for me here. All right. We will need to give these potatoes a little stir in a moment. So once they start to bubble up and you hear that, we're gonna go ahead and give them a stir. I'm gonna throw these away real quick and wash my hands. I'll be right back. All right, so for our egg mixture, what we need is a little bit of pepper, some onion salt. Y'all know I love getting my spices from Trader Joe's because they're super inexpensive. So onion salt, and this one has a pretty low sodium content, which is another thing I like, and some smoked paprika. I also need a pinch of milk. Now, I prefer dairy-free, so I'm just gonna use some coconut milk, just a little bit of this, to make my eggs nice and fluffy. All right, so into my bowl, we're gonna use a 1/4 teaspoon of this onion salt. And actually, you could probably use a little bit less of that. If I had 4 eggs, a 1/4 teaspoon would be perfect. Between 1/8 and a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm gonna sprinkle in some smoked paprika. I know you're like, that doesn't seem right for eggs. Trust me, oh, it's really good. And I'm just gonna do a little sprinkle to this. It's gonna be about 1/8 teaspoon of that, but just a little sprinkle. And some cracked pepper. We'll save this because we'll use this in a moment. All right, again, about 1/8 teaspoon of that cracked pepper. All right, so we're just gonna mix this together. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of coconut milk. Boom. A little goes a long way with this. And I can hear my potatoes starting to sizzle up, so we're gonna give those a stir. Just a quick stir. Oh yeah. Now, I like to break up the potatoes because sometimes they're a little clumped together, and that's fine, but I'm just gonna break them up a bit while they're starting to soften. Yeah, turn that heat up just a bit. We want it on a medium-high heat. All right, how am I doing? 5 more minutes. I think we can get it done. Okay, so I'm gonna scramble my eggs. Mix them together really nicely. Make sure those potatoes are going. And I'm gonna set these aside for a moment. Now, if you have 2 burners, that's fine. For the sake of what I'm doing here, I'm gonna do everything on this induction burner. But if you have 2 different spots on your stove, you could go ahead and get those eggs ready, and they'll come out just in enough time with those potatoes. So this is what I'm gonna do while I'm waiting for the potatoes to finish up. I actually think this pairs really well with fresh fruit. So I've got some strawberries. I'm gonna rinse them off and give them a slice. Awesome. Our potatoes are sounding amazing. We're just gonna slice our strawberries. I think quarters would look nice. Give our potatoes a nice little stir. I love, love, love these potatoes. Yeah, that's the way to sizzle. All right. And now that these are almost done, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and add my spinach. Make sure all of my pieces are separated so that they're cooking evenly. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add that spinach. It's a cup of spinach right into the top. And it'll wilt right in there, no problem. All right. So our potatoes are going. Again, we're slicing our strawberries. Quarters will do. All right. It looks like I only have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. So I'm gonna let these stay here and actually I'm gonna move these over to my larger stove so they'll cook just right. And I'm gonna start my eggs because those will finish up cooking just nicely and I can go ahead and get my eggs started. All right, so for my eggs, I like to add green onion. Right, you don't have to do this stuff, but man, some green onion can go a long way with some eggs. And so I'm going to use just a sliver of plant-based butter. I like the Country Crock olive oil based blend. I think it's amazing, so that's what I'm going to use today. And then we're going to let that melt in our pan like so. And I'm going to go ahead and put in about 2 tablespoons of green onion right there. Perfect. Let these cook up. It only takes a few minutes to cook our eggs. So that's the beauty of all of this. The eggs will be done in no time. And then we just build our bowl. So now that this is sizzling nice and well, I'm gonna just pour my egg mixture right into the skillet and give these a nice scramble. You can already see it starting to bubble up, which is perfect, perfect. I want to see a little bit of change in color on the side. Here we go. Make sure it's centered really nicely. All right, so I like to stir my eggs. I don't like my eggs really hard, so this will only take a few moments for me. If you like them a little harder, just cook them a minute or 2 longer. One of the key things for eggs is if you don't want to overcook them, make sure that you take them off the heat right before they're done. And that way there's the residual heat that'll help cook them and you won't overdo it. So right now I can see there's still a little moisture in them, but because of that residual heat, I'm gonna take these right off my burner and just let them rest. Awesome. All right. Grabbing our potatoes, which look amazing. All right. That's my timer telling me it's 10 minutes. Well, we're ready to plate. Just gonna give this a quick stir. And plate we shall. Ah, love all of the spinach and the potatoes, the mushrooms, all of it looks so good. I'm gonna put about half of these right in the base of my bowl. You can see all those layers really well. Okay. And then I'm gonna add my scrambled eggs right on top. Just like so. Perfect. I'm gonna top this off with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Just a sprinkle. Some cracked pepper. And we're done. Put my strawberries on the side because I like those. Why not? That's all it is to it. You can add more things to this if you like, but this is a great simple vegetarian option. It's absolutely delicious and very filling.